Hey guys, I'm Solomon Nairobi, and for today's video, I'm going to address the following questions given from my teacher, Sir Von. So these questions are related to the article entitled Interaction and Language Acquisition in Early Childhood by Norman K. Dinsen. So question number 1. What does the title mean in relation to the article? The title itself, it means interaction and an approach to language acquisition in early childhood. It deals with the infant and the young child as the active participant in their own linguistic experiences. 2. 2. What does the author's idea, infant as a social being? The author's idea, infant as a social being, a social organism that can see, hear, smell, taste, feel, heat, cold, pain. It is an emotion. The infant has emotion. It is a part of an organism. 3. What is the relationship between the caretaker and the infant in language development? So, the interaction between the child and the caretaker are critical. So, their relationship are critical because they give the child a set of symbolic experiences which are progressively molded into inner speech and thought. 4. What is the purpose of the article that for you is very important in your lives? Do you consider the article applicable to Filipino environment? So for me, the purpose of the article is to be able us to understand the development of the child at the early age and how to interact the child by their behavior. And for me, this article is very useful and applicable to all Filipino. 5. What is the transformation model of language acquisition? Can we categorize this as a historical or modern theory of language acquisition? So for me, a transformational model of language acquisition, based on what I have read about the article, a transformation of a grammar, a type of syntax, rule or convention that can move an element from one position to another in a sentence. So that is a transformation model of a language acquisition. And for me, this is a historical theory of language acquisition. Verse 6. What are the critical issues arrived in the article? Do you agree or disagree on these issues? So there are a lot of critical issues, as what I have read. Exposure. Example of this, exposure to the new language. That is one of the issue. Exposure of the new language, learning a new language, the most important factor is exposure. I agree with this issue because this is the major problem that the infant must be developed. Number 7. What is the difference between theory of the grammar and theory of language in use? So, linguistic theory is descriptive to describe the way people speak, while grammatical theory or a grammar theory is like a traditional grammar is prescriptive to prescribe the people speak in a simple way. 8. What are the form of linguistic behavior being discussed in the article? Give example of this form. So in Markey and Mead's model, social experiment and symbolic behavior, the child must have learned through association and conditioning and ability to substitute the visual stimuli and behaviors of the significant other for his own. 9. Why is it important to give stimulus feedback to the child? So, it is very important to give stimulus feedback to the child. It helps the child build their confidence and improves their positive self-talk, building blocks to help the child become self-regulated. 10. Discuss the different model of language acquisition found in the article. So, as what I have read about the article, and these are the different model: the pre-production stage, early production stage. These stages help the development of the child in their early ages. 11. So what theory of language acquisition found in your module does the article belong to? Why do you think these fall in this category? So the language acquisition that this article belong to is obviously a theory of acquisition. It tackle about the acquisition of the language being emphasized to the infant and the caretaker. 12. Give 3 realizations that you get from the article. So the 3 realizations that I get from the article is: first, the step-by-step procedure to be able us to develop language. The second, the interaction between us and the people who teaches us the languages. Third, the relationship among each other is very important. We must have a great relationship about our caretaker and our parents. That's all.